Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to this taste challenge. I have two single malt Scotch whiskeys. This is Trader Joe's Highland single malt Scotch whiskey, distilled and bottled for Trader Joe's. It's handled by, it says bottled by Hamish Robertson and Company. So Hamish Robertson and Company is an independent bottler. They get whiskeys for other people. This is double matured. It's aged in regular oak casks of some sort. They don't really specify. And then they don't specify. And it's finished in bourbon casks, ex-bourbon barrels. So gives it kind of a corny maize. If you live in Europe, a maize taste. Like I've been saying corn nuts, the little corn snack. All right. 40% alcohol, no age statement. Don't know how old it is. I don't know what happened to the cap cover. Oh, I'll see what happened. There's the cap cover. Cork. I bought this at Trader Joe's. Obviously, it was $17.99. It'll be 3 years ago next month. So it was almost 3 years ago. Okay, the competitor, the BenRiach distillery, established in 1898. Then it shut down not long after. They had a bad fire, I think. And something like that happened, but it shut down, and in years it was only used as a malting facility, but it has been reopened, and it's owned by Brown-Forman today, the BenRiach distillery. This is 40% alcohol. This is a Speyside, and it's aged 10 years, and I don't know when it was introduced. I couldn't find much information about it. It's got an embossed bottle, but it is aged 10 years, and it's a peated Speyside, which is rare. You know, usually they're unpeated. This would be a smoky, peaty whiskey, which is not normal for Speyside, but there's no law. Certainly no law against something like that. It's just not a standard way to do it. I did watch video reviews for it, and people loved it. And I think Real Cork, and I think there was actually two different versions of it. But whatever the case, I did find this bottle at Savannah Discount in Marrero, Louisiana, or they say Estelle on Google Maps, Estelle, Louisiana, but everybody says Marrero. BenRiach Distillery. And this bottle, if you look on websites for liquor stores that still have it in stock, like I said, it's been discontinued for years, but they're running at about $65. So $65 versus $17.99. Clancy Woodard says, "What's up, Jay? When it comes to Scotch, my favorite is Johnny Walker Red Label, and I also like Johnny Walker Black. I've never had black, but I've had the double black, and I do like Red Label. I'll admit that. Now, I can't show you any websites because there isn't anything to show. So here, I can show you the BenRiach website, but they don't list this product anymore since it's been discontinued. Look how pale that is. Pale straw, obviously not colored with caramel coloring, natural color here. Yes, and then we have the Trader Joe's. It's pretty dark for a non-age stated. You can see right. You can see me through. So I don't know. This might be colored with caramel coloring. 40% alcohol, 43%. No age statement, age 10 years. Yeah, Jay, regular black label is age 12 years. That's right, 12 years. Now the double black is actually younger. It's non-age stated. They say it's a younger, more robust, like more rough around the edges version, but I've never had the 12, the Johnny Walker Black, but I'll plan to buy it. And I do have I have double black in another room actually. Okay, so I'm gonna have to close my eyes. Sorry, but if I glance at the pale straw appearance of one of these, I'm gonna obviously know what it is. So can't do that. It's not gonna be much of a contest. So, no, I did not pay $65. Savannah Discount had this bottle for $9.99. Not kidding. I'm not making that up. And I bought it. And then my friend David was like, he couldn't believe it. He was just like amazed, you know. Well, I was amazed too, but he was like, buy them all, buy them all. I said, no, man. So I said, what are you talking about? So then he went there later that day after I left and he bought multiple bottles for gifts. He said, I'm gonna give these to people for Christmas because Christmas was approaching, 2024, I believe it was. And I said, well, that's a good idea. And his bottle's gone. He said, I mean, I drank that stuff. It was awesome. I couldn't resist it. You know, he had to drink it all. But I've been trying to nurse mine, but it's hard to not, you know. But, all right, here we go. So was that the greatest liquor deal I ever got? $65 bottle for $9.99. Yeah, probably. Can't think of any better deal, no. This smells like sweet corn, you know, like whole kernel corn. I know it's mostly barley, but by them finishing it in bourbon, it gives it that corn nose. This smells like a smokestack. A glass full of smoky liquid. So obviously that's the BenRiach. Okay, so I mean, there's no use playing around. There's no way on earth you could confuse these two. It's not possible. And it's not because this is Highland and that's Speyside. No, it's because one is smoked and peated and the other one's not. Yeah, double black. Try the Johnny Walker double black, Clancy. All right, so now the taste part. So could you ever confuse these two? No, it's not possible. In fact, I got to move this glass away because the smoke is so strong, it's interfering with this product here. Corn nuts, corn syrup, barley, bread dough. But boy, by finishing it, by taking this whiskey and finishing it in bourbon casks, it really gives it a bourbon-like flavor. Heavy corn, not charred oak, but like I keep saying corn nuts, that roasted corn kernels, but like I say, without any kind of charred character. Now, is it enjoyable? Well, yes, I'd say so, especially for $17.99. Is it amazing? No, not in any way. But it's nice, enjoyable. It's worth the price. It's probably going up a little bit. Now, unfortunately, their website doesn't show prices, so it's really irritating. It'll say, but they don't even show the product. This product, they don't show. Oh, that's right. They do show the prices. I'm thinking of Aldi. They don't want to show the price. But yeah, $17.99 is probably worth $10 more than that. I don't know how to get it so low, Ben. You could probably buy a lot of single malt Highland whiskeys, bourbon cask finish for $27.99. It'd be comparable to this. Not my favorite flavor, but it's nice. Can't really criticize it. And I would, theoretically buy it again. I'll never buy it again because I got too many other things to get through. But yeah, it's fine. Now let's go to the real one, the champ. Oh, why would Brown-Forman get? Well, they got other smoky BenRiachs on their website right now, so they kind of replaced it, but they just replaced it with something else that was very similar to it. So that's just smoky iodine ink sea salt. If you gave this to cold and they didn't know what it was, they'd think it was an Islay Scotch, pretty sure. Because it's a trick, it's like a trick product. It's a trick whiskey. That's unreal. Unreal. Iodine, sea salt, brine. There's no salt in this, of course. Smoke through the roof. Smoked, peated, that peat, that compost pile. Barley. Are they called barley kernels or something like that? It's just, as some people say, off the chain. It's unreal. It's amazing. Now, is it better than, not better than, is it better than the Ardbeg 10? I don't know about that. That's going overboard now. You're getting a little out of control when you say that. But it's competitive with it, and they're about the same price. So they run about 55 low end, 65 normal. It would certainly make for a very interesting battle. But Ardbeg 10 is only 40. Oh, no, it's 46 proof, right? Yeah. 92 proof, 46% alcohol. Yeah, so they're comparable. Highland, Islay. But I think I still prefer the Ardbeg 10. I'd have to reevaluate that. Now, what about Finlagan, which is independent bottled Islay Scotch? Well, that's a very nice one. Very nice. Very nice. Actually, aged 6 years. Actually, very nice. And I bought that at Trader Joe's, and the price for Finlagan was low. I'm going to bring that into competition tomorrow, God willing. $19.99 for Islay, 6-year age Islay Scotch. Yeah, single malt. It's crazy, but the magic of Trader Joe's. Joe Cobb says, "Evening, Ron. Evening to you, Joe. Greetings to you in Canada." So is the BenRiach aged 10 years, Speyside, peated single malt better than the Trader Joe's? I mean, it's not even a fair it's craziness. You can't compare the two. They're not comparable. It's not possible to compare the two. I mean, I'm comparing them, but it's really no the only comparison is that they're kind of bready both, but they're so contrasted. So smoke, peat, yeah, it's not a contest. I shouldn't have done the video in a way. It's like a beat up, a beat down, a thrashing. But it is a single malt, and I do all the single malts against all the other ones. So if you put it out there on the shelf, if that's a product you make, it's going to get taste challenge. If it bombs, well, but I mean, it's fine. Been hankering for some Scotch lately. Might buy some tomorrow, says Joe. Oh, I know, right? I always look forward to Scotch. When I finish my Scotch taste challenges, then I'll be craving it. You know what I mean? Like I'll say, well, that's it for Scotch now. We're moving on to brandy. And then the next day I'll be thinking, oh, I can't wait to get back to Scotch. Cheers. Louisiana Liquor Reviews. Have you ever contributed to a GoFundMe? No, I haven't. I give some cash to a buddy in Colombia who was sick kid. Little bit goes a long way out there. Yeah. But I mean, I do contribute to charity. I gave over $200 this month to Catholic Charities of New Orleans. And I shouldn't even mention that because you're not really supposed to talk about that. Because then it's kind of like you bragging on yourself. Like, look what I did. Look at me. I'm so great. But I don't, you asked about it. Yeah, over $220. For Lent. like a alms. You say $220. That ain't nothing. I didn't say it was a lot. I didn't say it was something to like brag about, or even like I said, I shouldn't have mentioned it, but I did do it. And they do a lot of programs here for people that's got problems, and all kind of trouble. Burley Sullivan says, "You, hey Burley, cheers." You. Man, this BenRiach, you could sip on this all day long. Would you ever get tired of it? I don't see how that could happen. I don't see how you'd ever get tired of it. It's dry. It's dry, dry, dry. There's no sweetness to like, some things that are too sweet. It turns your stomach after a while. It's just like, oh, gets to you, it works your nerves, but the finish is dry. It's so smooth, and the body is light. It's really kind of light, but it's 40% alcohol. So if you drink too much, you'd be talking like, talking out of your head like you're crazy, But so the obvious answer, which is no surprise to anyone watching the video, is that the BenRiach is the clear and present winner. And I don't have any good taste challenges coming up the next few days, because look what's going to happen tomorrow. I got Finlagen. It was only $19.99. Not a world-class product, Finlagen, but a good product. And it's Isla, and it's peated, and it's smoky, and it's a doggone good product. And it's going to go up against the Trader Joe's. Nah. Trader Joe's don't stand a chance. It's not going to win. There's no chance to win. There's no chance. There's no chance. And then to close it out, Ardbeg 10. Well, none of the other Scotch whiskeys I have in my collection have a chance either. I mean, no one's going to beat Ardbeg 10. That's not going to happen. But it is part of the tournament. So it's like Connecticut, women's basketball, Connecticut. You say, well, ain't nobody going to beat them. I know. And nobody's going to beat the Ardbeg 10. And then we'll move on. We'll move on to blended Scotch. You say blended. Correct. I got some blended Scotch ready to roll. I've already done the solo review. We did a duo review at my friend David's house, and he was bragging on that. But he drank it all away. It's all gone. But it was pretty good, I got to admit. But it's gone. I think it's been discontinued. I hate to say that. No chill filtering and no color. Yeah, not for this one. This one is pure. About $10 more than a normal mass-produced bottle of blended, but much better, yeah. But yeah, when I saw that Coors brought back the collector cans, I definitely had to grab the case, because I definitely want to add one of those cans to my collection. I think Coors is very smart to do this, because they know people collect cans and bottles. Coors knows this, all right? And I guess Bush knows this. So about every 6 months, about twice a year, Coors Banquet will come out with all sorts of can and bottle designs. Well, maybe not so much bottles anymore, but I have a lot of collector bottles from Coors. One was a lasso. The brown glass was molded like a lasso, like a rope. And that was an amazing bottle. I still have it. But they just put that out. Now, are people dying to buy Coors Banquet? No. Unfortunately, they're not. But they love those cans and bottles, those collector cans and bottles. So every 6 months, here's a new set. Get 4 different designs in the 12-pack. Well, people buy that like crazy. And then they'll come in. So that keeps it going, those collector cans. And Pabst was doing that for a while, but they kind of weird. That company's kind of strange. They contacted me a month ago, talking about, we want to send you the new Pabst Light. Would you do a video review? I say, yeah, of course. Thank you. And then nothing came in. I was like, well, what's going on with the beer? Oh, we had some problems, but it's coming. That was a week ago. Tomorrow. I was like, it's coming. It'll probably never happen, So, But Pabst for a while did each about every 5 months, no, about every 4 months, about 3 times a year, they had a new series. You remember that? But a different artist. They would pay an artist to, at a contest, you could send in your Pabst artwork, and if they picked you, they would put you on the 12-pack or the 6-pack or pint cans, and they would give you credit and I guess some money. And that was a very good idea, but they just they never focus on anything. They're just all over the place. And like that Pabst Light, like I say, I'm never going to. I'm starting to feel that way, and I'm not worried about it because I'm not dying to drink a light beer. But like I told Jerry Fort, the beer review guy, I'm like, don't get mad because that's how they are. They in some other world. It's not that they're lying to us or scamming us. It's like they have problems walking across a room, you know. But hey Jay, says Robert Foote. Hey Robert, been a long time to hear from you. Been a while. Glad to see you still streaming regularly. We'll try to hop on more. Oh, thank you. I hadn't heard from you in a good while. Louisiana Liquor Reviews. Instead of bringing back the bottle design twice a year, how about bringing back Coors Extra? Oh yeah, forget that. That thing wasn't selling. Coors Extra Gold, Coors Extra Gold Lager. I liked it. Now I always like Coors Extra Gold, but they did nothing to promote it. It was a tragedy, you know, but they couldn't figure out what to do with it. It used to be a cold brewed, kind of a Miller Genuine Draft knockoff. And then it wasn't. It was just a regular lager, but with a little extra punch to it. Not alcohol punch, but just like flavor. And then that didn't even. So, yeah, it was sad. But, yeah, okay. So this, the BenRiach easily wins. It's not even it's a taste challenge in name only. It's not really a taste challenge. It's more like a taste joke. But, yeah, if you ever see this, buy it. But like I said, it's about $65. But if in my case, if you see it for $9.99, it was in a cylinder, you know, those cardboard cylinders with the metal top and the metal bottom. You know what I'm talking about. If you see it for $9.99 and you don't buy it, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. You're crazy. You got to buy it. $9.99. The greatest liquor deal in the world. Will I ever top that? No way. That'll never happen. Unless I find a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue Label for $3. Best, most honest reviews I watch, says George Wilson. George Wilson, cheers to you. All right. Time to roll. Y'all take those. I like it, but, you know, it is what it is. Probably store brand, you know. But all store brands are not created equal. Some store brands are pretty nice, and this one is pretty nice. And if you come see me one day, I'll take you to Winn-Dixie. I'll show you some that aren't that nice. Oh, that's wrong. All right. Well, y'all take care. Well, it's actually correct. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.